Well, probably another company that's actually equally as excited as you right now is cybersecurity company Mandiant, who was just bought by Google for
Yeah.
$5.4 billion. It's one of the largest acquisitions in Google's history.
Yeah.
It's a big bet in cybersecurity. And again, cybersecurity in general seems to be heating up over the last week alone. Are there any new insights in the cybersecurity sector right now?
Oh, dude, we are huge on cybersecurity right now. We are
Hmm.
so bullish on that. We think right now the stage is being set for not just accelerated cybersecurity spend over the next few months, but over the next decade. Because the reality is cybersecurity has been lagging for a long time. Cybersecurity is the most important function in an enterprise's technology stack, bar none. Like, case closed. You need to secure your data and your digital workflows in order to run a successful operation, in order to protect your business, in order to protect your people, right? So that is the most important thing. Security is not an option, it's a mandate.
Hmm.
Cybersecurity is not an option, it's a mandate. But for a lot of people, it's been an option so far because cyber threats they've been growing, but it's been kind of like these headline attacks. Maybe it doesn't impact me as much. Maybe I'm not so concerned about it. But what the Russia-Ukraine crisis does
Hmm.
is it thrusts cyber warfare front and center. It makes it the thing that people are talking about, the thing that people are exceptionally worried about. Because that conflict to date has been defined by cyber attack after
Hmm.
cyber attack after cyber attack after cyber attack. And guess what? It's only going to escalate from here because Russia's going to retaliate against US and NATO. They can't retaliate economically because they're not important enough. They can't retaliate militaristically because they're not big or strong enough. So they're going to retaliate via cyber. And that's why this warfare is going to be characterized by tremendous cyber warfare over the next few months. That is going to spark accelerated investment into cybersecurity from not just governments and intelligence agencies, but the companies in those countries, as well as people in those countries. Personal cybersecurity could also become a really hot topic and hot trend over the next few months. Now, importantly, this sets the stage for accelerated spend over the next decade. Because what we think happens is as all these companies spend all this money on cybersecurity over the next few months, they're going to realize, oh my gosh, why weren't we doing this before? And
Hmm.
it's going to make next gen cybersecurity a ubiquity, a gold standard. Everybody's going to adopt it. Every company, every country, every intelligence agency, every organization. So that over the next decade, you're going to get hyper growth in the cybersecurity industry. And it pretty much starts. I mean, it started a long time ago, but this is kind of like an inflection point. We're going to get that
Hmm.
hockey stick right now.
Yep.
We think we're at that inflection point. Great time to get into cybersecurity stocks. They're also, a lot of them are getting washed out right now. Great time to come in there, start nibbling, start buying, start establishing positions in stocks that will be long-term winners. One of them, Mandiant, to your point, just got
Hmm.
bought out by Google. Google paid, I think it was $5.4 billion for Mandiant.
Hmm.
Their 2022 estimated sales, I believe, were like 520 million or 560 million, I believe, one of those numbers. Anyways, it's about 10x sales, 10x forward sales. They're like a 15 to 20% revenue grower. So Google's come out and basically set a precedent for valuations in the cybersecurity space. 10x
Hmm.
forward sales, 15 to 20% growth. When we look out at the industry and we were analyzing stocks, a lot of these cybersecurity stocks are trading at more attractive valuation profiles today, meaning that there is room for multiple expansion in a lot of the names as they currently stand, especially some of the more higher growth names that are growing much more quickly than 15 to 20%. Because some of the companies in the space, Aaron, are growing 100% year over year, growing
Hmm.
80%, 50% year over year. Those names we believe could be in position for significant multiple expansion over the next few months as cybersecurity spending really heats up. And what we're doing right now, another anecdote here is we're going into cybersecurity earnings season.
Hmm.
So over the next 2 weeks, I believe starting Wednesday and then subsequent 2 weeks, we're going to get a series of cybersecurity companies reporting quarterly earnings. We're of the belief that we don't like to play earnings. That's not our game.
Hmm.
But we're of the belief that those earnings will likely be very good. We think the trailing numbers will be strong because the spending environment's strong. But more importantly, the guides will be really good. And these management teams are going to really talk up the potential with the current crisis. Elevated demand, elevated interest. They're getting more phone calls, la-di-da, la-di-do, more
Hmm.
leads. So I think you're going to see that theme come out in the conference calls of these cybersecurity companies over the next 2 weeks, and that could trigger a nice little rebound rally in these names into summer. But again, these are long-term investments, and we like them for the long haul. The near-term bounce would be a nice plus.